Hi everyone, this is exciting. A new vegan tag. It's been a while, so it's good to see everyone with XOXO vegan. Yeah, it's been a crazy while. So let's just jump into this vegan tag because I think it will be fun. And if you haven't checked out the other girls' responses to the vegan tag, I would recommend checking those out because they are awesome. Okay, so question number 1 is, are you a vegan? Yes, I am. Question number 2, when did you become a vegan? I became a vegan November 1st, 2010? Yes. November 1st, 2010. This November 1st will be my second vegan anniversary. So, yay! Number 3. Why did you become a vegan? It's pretty simple for me. It's just all about the animals. The health stuff, the lessening of an environmental impact, those are just awesome perks. For me, it just came down to animals and their right to exist without being abused, confined, exploited for my use and my pleasure, because it's completely unnecessary, and that's my reason. What was the hardest part about becoming a vegan? For me, it was nothing about actually changing my lifestyle. That was simple. You know, the substitutions, just changing the way I thought, changing my habits. The hardest part about becoming vegan was the social aspect of it. All of a sudden, everyone's an expert on nutrition. Everyone is an expert on, you know, traditions and cultures and everything like that, and how we need to drink milk to have healthy bones, or we need to eat bacon to grow up big and strong, you know, crap like that. That was the hardest thing. The social aspects just was the biggest hurdle. And even today, it's not as big of a hurdle, probably because I know how to handle most of the situations that come up. But that's the biggest thing. A lot of people, well, I don't want to say a lot of people, some people do go vegan and then you know, revert and go back to being carnist because of social pressures, family issues, and stuff like that. And really, honestly, if you're going vegan for the right reasons and your heart is in it and you're just all about it, people should support you. And if they don't, then you need to reevaluate who you're hanging around with. And as harsh as that sounds, sometimes it even applies with family, because if you're getting just harassed and bullied and, you know, criticized every second, you know, you have a right to not be subjected to that. But yes, that was a little bit of a tangent, sorry. The hardest part about becoming vegan was just dealing with the social issues and what other people think they know and how other people think they know what's best for me. Is it difficult to be vegan? It is not. It's easier nowadays just to be vegan. It's easier now than ever. Back in, I believe it was the 40s when the phrase was coined, veganism, I can't imagine what it was like back then. I mean, with today, there's just all these synthetic products we can use in place of, you know, animal skin and animal hair, and just all the meat alternatives and, you know, non-cow milks. It's amazing. It is easy to be vegan, and the myth is that it's more expensive to be vegan, but it's really not. If you itemize and just think about everything you're spending, it's really not. It's pretty much, it cost me the same to be vegan than before. And I mean, before I was vegan, I was living off the dollar menu at Jack in the Box and stuff like that. So, you know, it's the same. Another thing I do want to point out is I have friends that are homeless and jobless that are able to be vegan. So if they can do it, you know, anyone can. If there's a will, there's a way. But there has to be a will. Okay, do you let certain things slide from time to time? For example, use or purchase non-vegan items, etc. I'm pretty strict. I don't let things slide. The only time this would even apply is when I first became vegan and I was finishing using non-vegan items that I already had. Also, mistake. And even now, I'll make an occasional mistake, since I'm a creature of habit and I know what to look for, and pretty much if I find something that works, I stick with it as long as possible. I don't really have that issue too much anymore. But, no, I don't let anything slide. I don't have days off. I don't, I don't. Actually, no, I take that back. I don't let it slide, but I do have one coat that I still wear that it's like 20% wool, and I'm gonna wear it until it just doesn't fit or is no longer functional as a coat anymore. It'll probably just go to the dogs at that point for bedding. But, no, I'm pretty strict. I don't really let things slide. How do you deal with people who are closed-minded about your lifestyle? You deal with them, well, I'm sorry, I deal with them or I don't. I've learned to pick my battles. People that are genuinely curious and genuinely interested, I will entertain questions, give them suggestions, anything to help them along if they're interested in transitioning or just are curious. But people that go out of their way to be jerks or troll me or bait me or just be mean, I've just learned to ignore them. Really, success is the best form of revenge. So if they're poking fun and just being an ass and I can show them, ha, I'm happy and I'm healthy and I'm vegan, meh, then, that's the best thing, is just lead by example. Do you support vegetarianism and or some things better than nothings? Yes and no. I support vegetarianism as a transition from non-vegan to vegan. People that are vegetarian for health reasons, whatever, that's their deal. But if someone is vegetarian for animal rights reasons, then I kind of, I do judge them a little bit because they have to know about the dairy and the poultry industry, and all of that stuff, and this bull about, fish. We'll eat fish. Fish aren't vegetables, So I will admit, and maybe that's a fault, if people say they're vegetarian for ethical reasons, and I do know some vegans that were vegetarian, then they went vegan, then they went back vegetarian. Just don't trust them. I just don't trust them. You can believe whoever you want, whatever. I do not trust ex-vegans because it's kind of like, how can you go from knowing and seeing what goes on and turn your back on it and then just go back and support those industries? I don't get it. So, what is your favorite specialty vegan item? Name as many as you'd like. Ooh. Honestly, I've never loved food as much in my life as I have since becoming vegan. So I'm actually gonna mention foods. My favorite specialty vegan items are probably Cinnaholic cinnamon buns, which are vegan and delicious, and they ship. Oh my god, best ever. I'm also a fan of tofurkey pizzas, which are getting harder and harder to find. My local Ralph's was carrying tofurkey pepperoni pizzas, which were delicious, and then they stopped. And I said, well, why did you stop carrying them? They're like, oh, well, there wasn't enough interest. And I was kind of like, well, that's bullshit, because I was there every week, buying up these pizzas. But, whatever. So I'm a sucker for vegan pizza. Love it. Also vegan ice cream. Rice Dream makes these, it's like an ice cream sandwich, and it's like an oatmeal cookie with mint ice cream in it. and then it's covered in chocolate, and it's delicious. I think it's called like a chocolate mint pie, and God, whew, stick a fork in me. Those are delicious. What is your opinion of the meat and dairy alternatives? I like them. I support them. Some people still are not down with, like, you know, wheat meats and soy-based meats. I'm gonna sneeze any second, so I'm sorry. I like them. They taste good. There's a lot of meats that aren't animal derived that could pass for animal meat, which is good, because let's face it, very few of us were born vegan, and even as vegans, a lot of people will admit, you know, meat tasted good. It was the seasoning, of course, that you taste. But if I can get like a wonderful sandwich or some kind of like chicken nuggets where no one suffered and died and they're still delicious, then hey, I'm all for them. I love alternative milks as well. Soy milk, rice milk is great for cereal. Soy milk is like great in tea. I'm a fan. What is your opinion about palm oil? I don't like palm oil in the sense that it does contribute to habitat destruction and murder of orangutans and other little guys. But if it's sustainable palm oil, that's good. But I still have to do some more, like, reading on that. I'm not really quite sure. So I just try and avoid it whenever possible, you know. Do you feel judged by other vegans sometimes? How do you deal with it? I do sometimes. I used to more so than I do now. And you just carry on. You know, there's always going to be a person that's like, well, you're not vegan enough. And you just have to be as vegan as you can all the time. That's it. As possible, as probable, in every aspect ever. Just try and be as vegan as you can. And that's all anyone can do. Until I'm able to live off the grid and just exist in a forest somewhere, you know, in like a Gilligan's Island scenario kind of thing. You know? I mean, you're gonna feel, someone is always gonna judge. But you've just got to be comfortable in how you're doing and what you're doing for the animals. That's really all I can say. Are you aware of third-party animal testing? Yes, I am, which is why it's so important to know where your money is going and keeping in the back of your mind that most companies nowadays are owned by other companies. For example, Tom's, as in toothpaste, deodorant, Tom's of Maine, say that they don't have animal ingredients and don't conduct animal testing. However, they are owned by Colgate-Palmolive, who does torture animals. So, really, it's just a matter of knowing the game, know who is owned by whom, and your best bet is usually just to stick to your smaller Etsy, art fire stores, your mom and pops, your individual businesses, and just make as much as you can for yourself, by yourself. That way you know exactly what goes into it and exactly where your pennies are going. And the last question is, do you enjoy being a vegan? I love being a vegan. It is the best thing I have ever done. Changing up my lifestyle is the best thing I've done. It just feels great. I feel cleaner in a spiritual sense, a karmatic sense. I love it. I love it. And there are so many alternatives out there for everything. Everything. It's simple and it's fun and it's great. So I suggest everyone give it a whirl. Go vegan and stay vegan. But that's it for this tag. So I guess I'll see you guys all next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to get back in the swing of things and back in the loop and back doing videos again. So thanks again, and I'll see you later. Bye.